Yeah, no sort of fancy build-up or dialogue before this one, just straight up throws you into it. Before we start, I want to switch to our new claws. So, these claws have two... Wait a minute, didn't I also get Selena's light? Yeah. So we want to put Selena's light on as well. That's another thing. I'm very glad I remember that. So, they have two things. Fire, which, main thing you're going to be doing is holding and shooting out a burst like this. Or when you spin, excuse me, it switches to electric, which I find myself using electric a bit more. Now, apparently this chest here is supposed to have this in it. But here's what's weird. When I did this during the playtesting, that was not there. That didn't exist. And then I looked at some other dude's video, because I was like, why am I missing a piece of the CD? It wasn't in his video either. But according to the entire internet, it's in there, and it was just in there right now, so I don't get it, but apparently sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. The fucking game is very mean to me. But, yeah, now let's go ahead and read this file real quick, before we actually get to play the game. Now, as I've been editing, I do feel like, comparatively, wow, I didn't know that I could do that. We've been getting a lot more file reading time in a game like this than we did in Resident Evil, and it's just, I think that's mostly just because the files are bigger. That's just my theory, but yeah, no, it's just, it's kind of the way it's turning out. I sort of apologize. I mean, it's not too hard to just fast forward the video if you don't want to read it. But yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. Yeah, I opened it. I got the goodies. Just didn't feel like I did. Now, this teaches us a new thing. As you saw, we jumped in on it and it didn't work. And if you see right up there, there's a little door. What it does is it teaches you to do this. Ta-da! Alright, so here's where it gets crazy trippy and makes absolutely no sense. Over here is the other part of the hymn. This was the one I apparently missed. Alright. Now, if I'm not mistaken, though, there's another chest in here. Or I somehow opened that chest before. And, like, yeah, because I don't see anything else in here. But I opened a chest in this room that had that piece. And, oh yeah, you also see the nice dead flowers and stuff blooming up behind you. Okami reference, skulls. But I opened a chest, it wasn't behind rocks, inside this room, and that's where I got the first piece. So then I was like, well, what the fuck? I already got this. And then I replayed the stage, and all of a sudden that's there, and that exists, and it just, I don't know. Somehow I did a thing that doesn't possibly exist, and I can't quite explain why, and I don't really have footage to prove it, because if I did have footage to prove it, at least maybe then I could understand myself what the fuck happened. But somehow there was a second chest in here. I opened that chest twice and got two pieces out of it. I don't know. I don't get it, but I just know it doesn't make sense from the way it was supposed to. Here is what we need to do. I'll be real with you. Not too crazy. Can I? Nope. Alright, excuse me, that was Selena's light kicking in just then. Because there's supposed to be like a little counter thing you can do, which I'd like to be able to do. It's just, I find it so annoying to hit these guys in here, you know? Like, there's an easy way to do it if the prompt would show up, Like there. That's what I want. So let's face it, 1,000 fists just beating you into hell is... that's something else. But there's your insta-kill for those guys, if you can get that to work out. It seems to want to do it when it wants to do it, for me. But it's just kind of annoying to deal with, because he's just waiting for him. So that's why I try and instigate him like that. If I can help it. He left. We're not going to get a good ranking on this one. Hello? You're here? You're back? Come back? Yeah, that was... I mean, this also works as a nice demo on how Selena's Light works. The Light, we're just going to call it that, because it's actually not pronounced that way. It's a different name. I realized in, you know, editing how to read it. But, yeah. Please come here! Oh my god, 10 minutes. You get a bronze medal, because this is taking fucking 5 years, because he wants to hide instead of fight, so I'm waiting to play the game. Die. Kill, destroy, maim. How did I get hit again? This is terrible. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Why does this thing of attack not, like, I don't... Die, please! I'm not having fun. Just come here. And every fucking time, man. Do that finally. Why did it take so long for this to work? We're already off to a fantastic start. With the pressuring myself on ranks that don't really matter because I've stressed that it, you know, I'm not trying to. I'm not going for if you're not first, you're last. And yeah, we get a little repeat of this. The eyes on that thing is kind of interesting as well. But just think about this for a second. Your head's been ripped off, and it's slowly eating you backwards. And the last thing you see is an eclipse of darkness. Like, that's kind of scary and, like, trippy to me. That happens in real life. That's nature, man. This happens to life. That's scary. Alright, tell me how I did so I can hate it. Silver! 2.5 minutes is right. Felt like longer to me. Thank you. Can't really... like, it doesn't matter, but, like, it bothers me that that grass is in the way. There, at least I caught it. Oh! It's been a couple days since playing, so I guess rust is kicking in even though it shouldn't. Is that all of them? I'm gonna say yes. Now this right here is pure evil, as far as I'm concerned. You see these little things, I tried so hard to do and figure out how to make them work, but you're not supposed to do it yet. And then these little things are actually pretty easy to dodge. It's not so bad at all, just there's a simple pattern. The point is, what you need is right there. I spent like maybe 10 minutes trying to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do before I gave up and looked at a walkthrough. I tried panthering through it, it didn't work. Because the switches are not active until, like, after you beat these nerds up, and that's annoying to me. So I just wasted a whole bunch of my fucking time in life. Now all of a sudden you can use them. That was where I got I'm going backwards. That was where I got a stone ranking, and I was like, oh! I wonder why. I can't bastard see. Go. 1, 2, excuse me? Good. Jolly good. That'll work. Took more tries than it needed to. More fights. I don't know, here's a strange little remark about this game, is that I feel like none of the enemies have that Goomba feel to them, if that makes sense. Like, you may just be fighting like generic enemies, but I don't really feel like any of them are the Goombas or anything like that. Or at least they're not obvious enough to me or identifiable, because a lot of them kind of look the same. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, I don't exactly think about the enemies I'm fighting. Like, if I were to pick a bread and butter enemy type, it'd be these guys, because I feel like these are the easiest ones to identify. Asking what the fuck their name is, I can't tell you. Now, if you got the parrot transformation, the crow, excuse me, you can go ahead and just fly over that gap. But I don't have it, so I gotta do things the hardcore way after I kill this fool. Rain down on me, please. But yeah, with the crow, you can go ahead and just fly across. But since I don't, I gotta jump it. Whoa! They give you plenty of room. It's not hard.
What are you boys doing in here? Are you hiding something from me? Come on. Cheating on me, haven't you? Someone else caught your eye? Oh dear. Something tells me I'm going to regret this.
My sweet, lovely child. She is the key to your future.
Normally one to play savior, but I suppose I can make an exception and kill all of you. Just this once, of course.
Alright, oh yeah. Another thing, I guess I'm gonna try and cut it out, say it real quick. This game is kind of just quiet in nature, so, like, I've done what I can to modify the audio. So, like, the first recording session is significantly quieter than the second. But, yeah, it's just, that's kind of the way the game is, I hate to say. Like, this is probably one of the quieter games that I've ever done, so I've had to do what I can to make the audio work. Hopefully it's not too problematic.